Hi, I'm Nate, and I have another learning video just for you. So let's get started. What I'd like to do in this learning video is give you a quick overview of Acess, showing you the initial screen, which you're seeing right now. We'll discuss the layout and how to navigate through the application. We're going to use a fairly complex Acess database initially. Then I'm going to show you a standard database that I use for class, which is in a zip file, so that you'll learn that process. And finally, we'll work with a brand new database. This is the initial screen for 2010. On the initial screen, you'll see that you have your standard tabs, the file, the home, create, external, and then your database. And on the left side, you'll typically have the different files that you have recently opened. In the middle here, you'll see available templates. It defaults to highlighting a blank database, indicating that it thinks that you might want to start a brand new database. Over here, you can choose the file name that you want to start with. Mine actually defaults on my computer to the Documents and then MIS 2113 Access folder. You can change that, plus other settings, through the Options button. The Options button also allows you to change your macro settings, which we need to do for class files that we use. So on this one, I'm actually going to use I'm going to open up a little bit more complex Access database that's a North Winds. It's through Microsoft, so I'm going to click on it, and you can see that I've highlighted it. I can double click and it will open it up. This database has already been set up, and it's been set up to try and be user friendly. So it automatically comes in with a login. It says, hey, select an employee. So I'm going to select Steven here. I'm going to say login. It's going to automatically come up with a screen using forms and sub-forms in the main form. So here I can look and says, I am Stephen Thorpe. I can click on this and change the people. I can change it to Robert. I can say I want a new customer order. Now remember, this is one that's already completed. Somebody set all of this up, where there's a dashboard, there's products, there's an order tab. New customer order. Hey, I want to do a new order. What customer? Well, we have customers in a database. They've kept it real simple. Customer J, inventive name. Salesperson is going to be Robert. I can come down and say, well, I want to set up a new order for customer J. I can come in and say, what product? Oh, I need some chicken soup. And I need some crab meat. It'll give me the unit price, and it's telling me the quantity. Down here, subtotal, still 0. I can come in and say, I want 2 chicken soups. I want 3 crab meats. Nothing gets updated until I press this button, update total. Now it'll tell me the total price, and down here the subtotals. It's real easy to actually create a new order. I close, and there's the order. In the sub active orders, these are active orders from Robert. So if I can swing back over, let's take a look. Stephen, he could actually do a new customer order, because right here this one's telling you that it's Robert that created this one, and Stephen could create them. This is a database in which a lot of stuff has been created, and they try to leave it as a form where you're not seeing behind the scenes. So you can look at your products, you can look at all the orders, you can look at purchases, you can look at the employees. Have a report center. The report center here has been set up, and I want to see a customer list. There's a report that is being displayed with my active orders. There's a report that's been generated. They even have here, since it's Microsoft, a getting started. And here they say, welcome to the North Wind web database. And they have videos that have been embedded into the form, the main form that's set up. I'm going to close this database. Now I'm going to open up a new database. When I open up that database, it comes up with this. It's a registration. Again, I've told it to initially do a macro that says ask for the person's 4x4. So I'm going to actually put in a fake. I'm not going to share this file with anybody else. This is registering this file to this registrant, that 4x4. So once it's done, it's not going to ask for this anymore. It's automatically going to embed this in, and it's going to say this file is owned by Smith 1234. It can't be owned by anybody else. Now this is more like what we're going to work with in class. We're not going to work with the heavy duty forms. So here I can see that I've got tables. It is showing over here in this section, which is the navigation pane. I'm actually going to close it for a moment, and it's closed, and now it's open. I can come in and I can take a look at the tables that have already been created. I can come in and I say I want it by object. I only want to see tables. I only want to see queries, forms, or reports. In my case, I like to say all access objects so that I can see everything. And so it's shown me that these are the only tables. We are going to learn how to create a table. We're going to learn how to work with queries, how to do a query design. We're going to work with forms, where we do a form wizard and create a very simple form. We're also going to be doing a report wizard, very simple reports, where you will learn how to do a quick report. So in this class, we are going to be working with tables, queries, forms, and reports. Macros, we will not touch. We are not going to work with those. We will also learn about external data, because a database is where we organize our data so that it becomes information, and then we can use it to generate knowledge. So we have to learn that we can bring in external data, and you can bring in Excel files with data in it, other Access databases, you can import the data, or you can even bring in text files, XML, other types. There's more. So you can bring in other stuff. We will primarily do 3 forms. We'll either bring in data from Excel, data from Access, or data from a text file, a .dat, data, DATS file, but it's a text format. So we will only work with those 3 kinds of external data. We'll also play around with the database tools, the relationships. If I click on it, it shows the relationships between those 5 tables. Those have already been established. Show me primary keys, foreign keys. I can close that. So that's a basic, an overview of the layout. Now I'm going to close that database. And now I'm going to say blank database. It's going to say database 2. That's what it's defaulting to. And I'm going to say, sure, let's create a brand new blank database. And there's a blank database. And because it thinks, hey, you're starting brand new, one of the first things you have to do is set up a table. So it's going to show up with an initial table. I'm going to save that immediately because I want to save it as a name. I'm so like a customer. I want to create a customer data table. Holds the information for the customers. Over here, very common. Up here, I'm going to see if I click at the bottom where it says View, it'll give me the options. But it's actually going to toggle between Datasheet and Design View. So if I click, that's behind the scenes. So in Access, I have the behind the scenes look, and then I have the front look. Here's the front look. Just looks like a spreadsheet. Click on this. Brings up behind the scenes. And so now I could say I'm going to have a customer ID auto number, a customer, or I'm going to shorten this, F name. That's going to be text. I can click up here real easily. Come down here, cust as of, come in here. That should be a date. I can add stuff, and then I can save this, click over to view, and now it's going to say cust ID, cust first name, cast of. as of when they first became a customer. So I can start creating the table very easily. We're going to have another video that will actually cover creating tables for you. But for now, that I can close that database, and now it shows database 2, which is the one I just created, and it shows the Acess project and Northwinds 2010, which were the 3 last databases I worked with. So that's a quick overview of opening up Acess, seeing that we can get pretty complex databases. We will work with simpler databases, and then how to start a brand new database and see how it starts up with an initial table. That's all for now. Hope you're having a good day. This is Nate, signing off.